Seoul, South Korea, one of the best cities in the world. Korea's culture is deep and plenty. Many things to do, many places to hang out at. On tourist maps, you'll find places like Myeongdong, Itaewon, and Apgujeong. Great places, but it gets old after a while. Hidden within Seoul are ethnic neighborhoods that you've probably never heard of. They aren't too far by subway, and it's really worth the trip. I decided to check it out for myself. My journey started from my house at Seoul University. I first made my way down to Haewha for the Filipino market, then to Gwanghidong for Little Russia, then to Icheondong for Little Tokyo. After that, Seoul French Village, and last, Chinatown in Taerim. Taking the subway to each of these areas was easy. The hard part was finding the neighborhood. Some were hidden pretty well, others easier to spot. First stop, Filipino market. This was easy to find. Once you approach the market, you smell the food, hear the language, and see people enjoying themselves. Although it was really small and brief, it was very enjoyable. Next stop, Little Russia. This was hard to find at first, but once you see Korean words forming into Cyrillic, you've arrived. The neighborhood may not be completely Russian, but once you step into a restaurant, it's as if you are in Russia. The food was excellent and felt homemade. The area is scattered with little bits of Russia here and there, and if you're feeling adventurous, why not walk around and check it out? Next, Little Tokyo. This was also hard to find. Many of the Japanese businesses were hidden, but as you walk around, you hear conversations in Japanese. The neighborhood was open, making it very enjoyable for a stroll. At first, it may seem like you are walking around apartments, but as you look closely, you will find hidden places. Everything the restaurants had to offer looked delicious, but I went with the original tonkatsu. The food was a good fusion between Japanese and Korean. It was amazing. Moving on to Seoul French Village. This wasn't hard to find. The names of the wineries and the restaurants made for a fun way to practice my French. The area even has a French school. As you walk up and down the neighborhood, you hear different languages that will leave you wondering where you are. The Paris croissant here is famous for using French ingredients. The ambient of the bakery itself feels very different from the other Paris croissants in Seoul. And lastly, Chinatown. This was the easiest to find by far. Once you leave the subway exit, it's as if you have stepped out into China. You hear the language, smell the food, see the interactions between people, and you see all the bright lights. As you walk down the street, you're left wondering what foods you should try, whether it be the baked goods, barbecue, or spicy noodles. In the end, if you want to explore a new culture, you don't always have to leave the country. Just visit one of the many ethnic immigrant neighborhoods Seoul has to offer.